Do you want to know what the top 5 trends are that are shaping the luxury housing market, especially after the pandemic, and how the sector of the market has been adjusting in comparison to the rest of the market? That's exactly what we're going to look at right now. And while I go through these, I would love to know how your views on housing and where you live has changed after the pandemic. Because one of the realities is that since the pandemic, there has been a shift in priorities for the wealthy. No longer are they feeling that they need to live in places that they don't love. And this is leading them to question what really matters in life. Many have decided to find fulfillment outside the traditional work environment, which has led them to choose to live where they're going to be more happy and where their family can grow and thrive. And that seemed to mean to move to less densely populated areas. In fact, anthropologist and urban thinker Katrina Johnson Zimmerman said this: "The pandemic forced people to confront their own happiness and make changes in their lives. We've witnessed a collective existential crisis where individuals are reassessing their values and redefining what it means to live a fulfilling life." This shift in mindset has led to a surge in multiple home ownerships for the wealthy, with a 10% increase in those affluent buyers owning 2 or 3 more homes by the end of 2022. I have seen an increase in this with a handful of the buyers that I've worked with over the past few years. They were looking for a second or a third home. Some even sold their medical practices or their companies because they made a heartfelt decision on how they wanted to live moving forward. Something else I wonder about is if the affluent buyer was buying that second or third vacation homes per se, because during the beginning of the pandemic, it was much more difficult to travel. And they didn't really want to be tied down, so they would go to the places that they love to go and just buy a second or a third home so that it would make their travel much more easy during that time. This then now begs the question that now that things are getting back to normal, will those homeowners that own 2, 3, 4 additional homes, will they put them on the market and sell them? As for now, the answer is no. There have not been any big surges of homes that have come to the market that we've seen from this specific sector of the market. There might be 1 or 2 that did do that, but for now, those owners are just holding onto those homes. The reality is that wealthy buyers are on the move, and they continue to be on the move. The ability to work remotely has opened up an endless world of possibilities for these buyers. Now, while major cities like New York and Los Angeles have always been looked at as prime locations for luxury living, other cities have been seeing significant growth in this market sector. Factors such as living in vacation destinations or rural areas, or emerging tech and business hubs, these have attracted wealthy buyers to explore these areas that they would have never looked at before. This is one of the reasons why I think that Montana and Idaho saw such an influx of the luxury buyer over the past 2 years. Now, it's not that these places didn't have luxury homes before, but they just didn't have the number of luxury homes that now these wealthy affluent buyers that were coming into these places needed and wanted. And with the data we can now see as to why they chose the areas that they went to, they did so to remove themselves from the rat race and give their family an unlimited amount of options to do outside. Some of the cities that have exploded in their migration, and it's been talked about publicly in just about every publication, have been Austin, Greenwich, Miami, and Scottsdale, Arizona. Now, I can tell you from personal experience that the Scottsdale market has been absolutely nuts over the past 2 years. I have personally helped buyers move from California, Washington, Oregon, Texas, Florida, New York, Chicago, and honestly, I know I'm missing a few. And many that moved here did so because they wanted to get more house for their dollar. When they looked at the luxury homes in the market that they were coming from versus what they could get here in Scottsdale, they could get a lot bigger house. And in comparison, Scottsdale was just more affordable. They also love the lifestyle, the weather, and they love the tax advantages, which makes them want to live here personally, but also many have moved their businesses here. In Canada, they've also seen an influx of luxury buyers in a few cities like Quebec, Oakville, and Calgary. The strong US dollar has allowed Americans to diversify their portfolios. Some have explored different options in the US, but some have gone international. And because of this trend, there has been an increase in global migration of affluent buyers. And because of the huge demand for luxury homes, innovation in the real estate space has been increasing. Major cities worldwide, from New York to Dubai, have been creating new luxurious developments to cater to this affluent clientele. But it's not just the major cities that are benefiting from this innovation. Some of the locations that have seen an increase in luxury building are Naples, Florida, Park City, Utah, and Okanagan, Washington. And this is all because of the number of residents that are choosing those locations now as primary residences. Many of these places were just vacation spots before, where now people want to live there full time. The buyers that are out there looking right now are still looking for those move-in ready homes. However, due to how quickly some of these luxury buyers began moving at the beginning of the pandemic into cities that were attracting luxury buyers like never before, these buyers then began buying land to build their dream home because either the home that they wanted wasn't available or it just wasn't built there yet. This also happened in cities that transformed into tech, medical, or educational hubs, because these places too were seeing an influx in luxury buyers that they had never seen. And many of these buyers were moving to these locations for the tax advantages, lower construction costs, and the overall quality of life. But again, because this all happened so quickly and with such an intensity, the limited inventory for both homes and land quickly disappeared. Now, even though the craziness of the last few years has slowed down a bit, people are still wanting to move. So if you are looking for a luxury home in any market and you're just not sure who to call, I have got some amazing contacts all across the US. So look at that pinned comment down below. You'll find my phone number and my email. Reach out to me and I will personally connect you with someone that can help you with everything. Now, the overall dynamics of luxury properties are changing. The luxury real estate market experienced unprecedented price increases over the last few years, coupled with global inflation. And even though there are still challenges with supply chains and trades, some buyers are opting to buy a home that maybe needs a little more renovation, rather than competing for the limited number of dialed-in, move-in ready homes. Yes, I said buyers are competing for homes, still. See, those new or remodeled homes that are move-in ready, these are the homes that are currently getting multiple offers. Now, in some markets, I have heard that really good homes are still getting $100,000 plus over their list price, but this is not happening everywhere. Here in the Phoenix Scottsdale market, really good homes that have a really good lot that have been updated will get multiple offers and maybe go a little over the list price, but you're more likely going to be competing right around at that list price, and then it's your terms and all of the other specifications in the contract that really matter. The reality is that really good homes on a really good lot are still really competitive. And for those not wanting to compete, looking for a great home that has, as they say, good bones, but needs some cosmetic work, this is where you're more apt to find a deal. This is where navigating the dynamics of the real estate market takes a professional who can approach buying and selling with a critical and analytical mindset. The real estate market is still shifting quickly, and being on top of that ever-changing environment is absolutely essential for your success. As the world continues to get back to normal, many have asked the question, what's going to happen with luxury real estate? Well, it will continue to grow, although at a more gradual pace. In fact, here in the Scottsdale area, our luxury real estate market has seen steady, continual growth, even during that short buyer's market at the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. Luxury buyers are not only looking to buy that perfect primary residence for themselves, like we talked about earlier. They are also buying additional homes in different locations to enjoy the lifestyles that they want to have in those locations. The other thing that affluent buyers are doing right now is they are putting their money into real estate as an investment to hedge their bets against inflation. Investing in tangible assets, moving their money from being only invested in stocks into real estate. But before anyone says anything about 2008 and how we had all those investors then, the investors of today, they're all paying cash. And they're putting tenants in these homes. And because of this, some of the decisions that I have seen made will absolutely change their family's generational wealth over the long run. Now, remember when you hear people talking about luxury real estate, it does not only mean these multi-million-dollar homes. It's going to be very dependent upon where you're located. In some locations, a luxury home is $800,000. In other parts of the country, it is over $3 million. But the luxury price point is defined differently in every market. Now, if you'd like to see what the top 5 things are that you need to have in a luxury home, make sure you watch this video. As always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.